Wendy's new breakfast 2 for $3 Biggie bundles let you
Hello everybody, and welcome to the first race of Zealous Racing Galaxy Tour Season number 12 here at the historical track of Silverstone. Currently in the midst of free practice here right before we hit qualifying. Got a couple drivers on track at the moment. As you can see, we are riding along with Alex Shimbeni, obviously driving the Lexus, the number 20. Here this year we have a lot more drivers, a packed grid this year, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely full. Should be really exciting to watch. A lot of cars going around the track always makes a bit more fun, you know, a little bit faster, a little bit more action, a little bit more battles. That's what we like to see. As you can see, they're coming down towards Stowe Corner into the right-hander, which leads into a left-right chicane. Probably one of the best overtaking spots, in my opinion, is this left-right chicane that he is coming up onto. Right now, our timing leaders are number 1, Kapelke. As always, he's usually up there pretty quick. Number 2 in the Porsche, Pena. Number 3, Burr in the McLaren. Number 4, the Doctor of Defense, Nunez in the Mercedes. In 5th, in the Lamborghini, Medarno. As I speak, that is flipped. Medarno overtakes Nunez on the time leaderboards just by over a 1/10 of a second here, folks. Tight racing for those guys up top. Anyways, from 7th to 10th here we have Budari in 7th. Oh, I say it again. I'm jinxing these guys out here. They keep on chopping places. I'm not. Jimmy shoots up to 5th place, displacing Medarno, Nunez, and Biordi. In 9th, we're in the Lexus, number 20. Shimbeni, Bino, and 10th, Rodman Jr. in the Lamborghini. Oh, whoa, big spin here from the 20. He's going to save it. Nice little 360 showing off for you fans here. Yeah, so a little Max Verstappen action there. A little 360 here at Silverstone. He's going to knock off those marbles, and he'll go for another lap soon. As you guys can see, this is a very, very competitive group of guys, you know, especially from 5th to 10th, really. It's a pretty small gap between the few, especially in that 5th to 7th range even more. All separated by under a 1/10 of a second. It is tight racing right there. Anybody can improve, anybody can displace anybody. It'll be intense during qualifying to figure out who will come out on top. Oh, another spinner. That's the Lamborghini of Merdona, I believe. The 6 car. Got a little bit of chatter going on between drivers here, and as you can see. Well, let's take a look at our fastest driver on track right now, which is Pena. Alex Pena is seeming to be the fastest guy right now. We'll go ahead and drive on board with him, or take a ride on board with him. Hold on. Oh yeah, well, we'll hop on, ride with him for a little bit, and see what happens. We're on board with, if we can get it there, we could ride on board with him, but set of course is not being amazing with me right now, so we'll see what happens, people. Well, Rivera takes the top spot there, putting in a 157.982, almost a full second gap between him and others. So yeah, we'll go ahead and take a look. Obviously, Shim pulling into the pits here. We got a couple guys in the pits. Nunez including one of them as we just passed. I mean, Burr, one of them as we just passed there. So we are going to see what happens. Shim just maybe taking some tires. May not even just refueling, taking some tires here. Flores out on track, lane 13. So obviously here at ZRL we have two different divisions. We have obviously the higher, faster class of guys, and then the lower end. Which don't get me wrong, these guys are all very competitive in their respective groups. And that's why the purpose of having it is to show close racing, pack racing between two different subclasses of car. Even though we all drive the GT3s, it really shows, you know, just the speed comparison between some of our elite guys versus some of the guys that are a bit more slow, a bit more inexperienced, but we'll get there. You know, one day we hope to see them racing with the top guys, obviously. Now, I will say, the Lamborghini of Reed, I personally do not like. I do not like that color scheme we got going on there. So I don't know what you guys think here, but it's not my cup of tea. Shim is back out on track after his pit stop, just taking some fuel. That's what it seemed to be. We got a bunch of guys on track here, ranging almost everybody. Everybody is on track except for 3-4 cars here. It is a packed track, ladies and gentlemen. Absolutely everybody everywhere. This was going to be like all race, though. Obviously, we have that pit window involved. So I'm going to have you guys go ahead and relax and enjoy the show. We'll ride along here with Shim. And then, yeah, I'll step out for a second.
Created our new saving.
can't quite get enough time on the inside of the cycle that you spin with gravity and dust. I'm falling in between the planets and the sun into the orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you. That orbit that surrounds you.
Hey guys, how you all doing? My name is DRG Cobra.
Now space is filling up satellites that I can't seem to keep track of. I get the feeling I'm not quite made of the right stuff to float between the rings of cosmic metal love into the orbit that surrounds you. That 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 orbit that surrounds you.
Employers are on the lookout for defined
Marks upon this ground. I give it up just to burn it down. And if they die, you can blame it on me. I've been setting up gravestones in my hometown. I wish I had been born at sea. Then you wouldn't care and you wouldn't know me. Ebb and flow, they just don't carry me home. It's only water and air as far as I can see. There was a time when you would let me know because your words weren't taken by your indigo, and I could write it all down in a matter of lines to read back what we had from a previous time. My ancestral passage here was written down each year by year, but the map is too old, see they've forgotten the roads, and so we're living by the creases.
Hello guys, I am back once again. We have about 3 minutes remaining left in the practice. Heading to qualify next, as most of you will know. But right now we're driving on with Portis, the number 22 car here in a Honda NSX. Driving pretty well right now. Currently placed in 5th place overall. Number 1 is Lavernick, who is in the pits at the moment. DeMarno is also in the pits. Rivera in third, also in the pits. And Kapelki in fourth, also in the pits. So Portis is the fastest driver on track right now. A driver to watch, in my opinion, would be Nunez down here in 13th. He has not really put in an insanely impressive practice a lap, but you know, he definitely will improve during qualifying, and he's one of those guys that will really hold off his position during a race and just absolutely give everything for an overtake. He's a fun guy to watch in that Mercedes. Also, another guy to watch, it will be Kapelki here. Kapelki in the McLaren. You'll see it, the yellow. He's got the rat on him. That's his little logo. It's a beautiful little logo in my opinion. And arguably my favorite livery right now. Not saying I'm too biased, but I'm a little biased, guys. Rivera now on track again. Also driving the McLaren. Got the Fanatec sponsors on there and all that. He is the fast driver on track here in the number 115 McLaren car. You know, really quick. He also might be a guy to watch for, you know, in the race. Very quick. Not too aggressive, but pretty aggressive, you know. Got a good pace. We'll see how he does in qualifying to shape up, obviously, where he finishes up. Or where he starts in the race. So we'll run through the order real quick. Here in first place, driving the Ferrari number 52, Lavernick. In second place, Mordrano in the Lamborghini. In third place, as we were just talking about, it's Rivera in the McLaren. In fourth, Kapelki in the number 1 McLaren. In fifth place, Portis in the number 84 Honda NSX. In sixth, it's Nunez in the number 918 Mercedes, that white, yellow, and orange machine. Great paint scheme for that, great livery. In seventh, Reed in the Lamborghini, number 29. In eighth, Pena in the Porsche, the first of all Porsche drivers, number 34. In ninth place, Easton in the number 86 Mercedes. Here in 10th place, we have Gonzalez in the 13 McLaren. In 11th, we have C. Larson in the number 2 Jaguar. Thing to mention is he is the only Jaguar in the entire field. So really going out on a limb in terms of what car he drives compared to everybody else's. But we'll see how he shapes out to the competition. Obviously not placing too bad in the top half of the standings. In 13th, I'm not Jimmy. Obviously he's not Jimmy, guys. But driving the number 69 Lamborghini. In 14th, Smith driving the number 555 Lamborghini. 555 there for everybody at home. In 15th, it's Mick Schnappenberry in the Ferrari number 269. That rounds up your top 15 in practice. Practice has ended, guys, so we will hop into qualifying in just about 2 minutes, hoping for a good qualifying effort to see from everybody and a good race after. I'll step aside for a quick break, play some music for you guys.
Sparks upon this ground, I'd give it up just to burn it down. And if they die, you can blame it on me. I've been setting up gravestones in my hometown. I wish I had been born at sea, then you wouldn't care and you wouldn't know me. Ebb and flow, they just won't carry me home. It's only water and air as far as I can see.
Green light, show them what you got.
With Labor Day savings at the Home Depot, we'll get your kitchen clicking. With top brand appliances, like a new LG refrigerator capable of making 4 different types of ice. Or an LG oven with built-in air fryer for healthier, crispier options. Plus, with convenient shopping in-store and online, your innovative new appliances are also just a click away. Get up to $700 off select appliances, plus an extra $1,000 off LG kitchen appliances, only at the Home Depot. Pricing valid 8/24 through 9/13, U.S. only. See store or online for details.
Car shopping should be fun, and pre-qualifying with CarMax makes it easy to find all the great cars that fit your budget without impacting your credit score. Oh, maybe I'm a convertible person.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, that was practice as we step into qualifying now. A 15-minute qualifying session here, and we start with the first driver on track, the number 918. It is Nunez coming around to start of, or towards the end of Sector 2, about to start Sector 3 on his prep lap. Once again, thank you all for tuning in. It's been a pretty exciting night as my first lone commentary, but nonetheless a very fun and exciting one. For you guys that know, Shim was the qualifier, was the announcer last year. So, there's all that. Alright, he's coming around the final couple of corners here to start his lap. Let's see how it goes. For the currently 5th place in practice, the number 918, Nunez, driving that Mercedes, comes across the line to start his lap here. Silverstone is a very quick and flowing track, a lot of high-speed corners. As you can see, turn 1, definitely a high-speed corner there. It's a sharp right-hander while keeping up a bunch of speed almost flat out. And then here into this little S section, the left, right, left again, down the hander straight. Very, very long, very, very fast section here is Sector 1. Coming down the straight towards Sector 2 here, which is a bit more tight, a bit more, I guess, overtaking opportunistic. He's just going to take the right-hander in. And that is a big problem. Anyways, he's through Sector 2 pretty cleanly here as he's figuring out the last couple. Oh! Might that have been? May he have just crossed track limits there. That might have ruined his lap, folks. Looks like he might have crossed the track limits. Let's see, he's pushing on pretty solid pace, so we'll see. Anyways, into the end of Sector 2 with the right and the left hairpin. Crosses the line into Sector 3 here, coming out of the exit. Got a long straight into that little kink you can take flat out just to gain speed down this straight into Mackett's and Beckett's. Really long and kind of tricky corners in my opinion. You know? Double apex on the next corner makes it a tricky to maneuver, tricky to handle. Nunez is gonna just graze that first apex, bring it back in, and bounce it all the way out, right on the limit there. Absolutely pressing it now. Pedal on the floor as he comes on the final corner here to end his lap, and it was legal. A 1:59.75. Portis behind him, down by, wow, not even much, 0.05 of a second. Levernick takes a P1 though with a 1:58.390. Kapelke right behind him with just over 0.6, or just under 0.7 of a difference between the two. Nunez holds third for now, Portis fourth, Reed fifth. That rounds up the top 5 for their first runs. As we have more and more people coming in, Reed is pushing through that fast sector. Get a little bit in the grass there. That can turn out to be difficult, or even cause a spin or other, not fun stuff. Anyways, Shim now linking on board lap with him. Currently in 15th out of the 20 that have run. Going through Sector 2 right now. Got chicane. There is a little left-right chicane towards the F1 straight, the F1 pit straight here. Let's take it right onto that. Then here comes the right-hander. He got a little bit of grass there on the exit of the curb. Ooh. Gets grass there as well. He's pushing the limits, folks. He's on the limit as much as he can be. Here we come into these two hairpins, the right and the left. Gets to the right pretty good. Brakes. Shifts down. Get to the left. On the power now for the rest of Sector 2. Then on the Sector 3 now. Do that little left kink. Flat out. Onto the straight. Into Mackett's and Beckett's, the right-hander and the left-hander. then it is on to finish the lap by crossing the line. Gets in, turns in, using the curb for that extra bit of rotation. Gets it all the way over. Gets the first part. Touches the second apex and is on the power. All the way out there as far as he can get on the rumble strip. Comes around the corner to finish the lap. It is an improvement. He shoots up 2 spots there. That's a great time for him. Really moving up in the field. First year back driving. He's got a lot of stuff going on, but he's still showing that he is able and is very much fast compared to these guys here we got today. 28 have completed their laps right now. The top 5 remain as Levernick, Pina has taken over spot, Rivera, Gonzalez, and Kapelki. So Gonzalez, Rivera, and Pina have all shot up the board to the top 5. Levernick still leads by 0.3 tenths of a second. 3 tenths of a second here, folks. It's really tight between these guys in the top 5, really. You guys are all super close, within a second. Even the top 6 are all within a second here. And that's just the first couple laps of qualifying. There's still much time to improve, much time to get those faster laps in and really show who is the fastest at Silverstone. Like I was saying, Silverstone is definitely a historic track here. You've got one of the first ever F1 races, first ever F1 seasons held here. And it is a great track. Obviously, there's been a bunch of changes since then. But like I said, very fast track. The speed is up. You're on the power a lot, especially in Sector 1 where you got that sharp, fast right-hander. You go into the S's section with the left, right, left. And then you've got another right, the kink left, down the straight. So you're on the throttle almost 80% of the time through that section there. Just maybe a quick brake, quick downshift, that's it. Then you head into Stowe Corner after the Hainer straight. Oh! We have a yellow down at Stowe Corner. Has reset to the garage. That was number 69 in the Lamborghini. Trying to find out who that was, and that was I'm Not Jimmy. I'm Not Jimmy spins or invalidates his lap there in some sort of kind. Currently in 10th place. Not a bad spot at all. Definitely room to improve though. But like I was saying, you take that right-hander through Stowe Corner, which is a very quick corner as well, into the left-right chicane. In Sector 2, that's really when you start to get that speed down. That's where you get those tight corners. You got the chicane, and you've got 2 hairpins after the F1 straight. That really slow your car down. Make sure you gotta get on the brake, hit the apex, get on that curb for that rotation. You know, to really show and provide speed to the car. Anyways, as we continue watching I'm Not Jimmy in the 69 Lamborghini pink, of course. Nice little pink colors on that. Now heads into the chicane, the left-right chicane after Stowe Corner. Gets through it pretty well. Maybe a bit too deep on the first part of the chicane. Oh! Man, whoa. A lot of cautions here. The 71 goes off track. And the Vanisher in the 788 car also goes off track in the Audi. Couple of local yellows there. Nothing to really interfere with anybody else's qualifying here. Anyways, back to I'm Not Jimmy here in 10th place. He's come around that second hairpin there, gets on the curb and on the power. He's using all that rumble strip, all that AstroTurf he can on the outside, flat out down the straight towards Mackes and Beckett's once again here. Can improve here. A top 10 isn't bad by any means. Obviously, good points awarded, but obviously you can always improve until you're number 1. Anyways, through the first part of Mackes and Beckett's to the right hand now, that little double apex gets on the curb. Flat out, just avoiding the curve on the outside. Probably could have gotten the power a bit earlier there, and then down the straightaway, flat out, crosses the line. He does not improve place-wise, although that might have been the warm-up lap as he left the pits not too long ago. Let's go ahead and take a look at our number 1 qualifier at the moment, Levernick here in the Ferrari number 52. He's got good pace, that's not a doubt, you know. Obviously the Ferrari is a quick car, very well suited for zone as he crosses the line, improving on another lap. I think he can get a lot more out of it, but obviously the Ferraris handle high speed well, and their setups can adjust to tracks that use heavier sets of downforce while you're going fast, like Silverstone here. So while we have kind of a lull in the qualifying race, I'd like to thank our sponsors, SimGrid and Advanced Sim Racing. 2 sponsors helping out ZRL here. Thank you guys. Make sure you go check them out. SimGrid is what we use for all of our point scores, and then Advanced Sim Racing makes great equipment for you guys. Go check them out. Also, don't forget to follow and join the Zealous Racing League Discord and Instagram to keep up on all things Zealous Racing. Keep informed on the driver's standings and when we go live, if we go live for any other reasons, if not race days. Levernick now completed about Sector 2, going into the left-right chicane here, like I've been talking about so many times. Use all the curb you can, get on the power, brake, downshift, and get right back on the other curb. Then get on the power, use that AstroTurf, use that curbage to get all the grip you can. Bring it to that left kink down the straight. Pena has had a massive improvement, now within 2/10 of Levernick. Let's see if Levernick can respond with another lap of improvement here. Into Mackett to Beckett, through Mackett with the left-hander, into Beckett now. He's going to take a wide line into the first part, bring it all the way back in, touch the curb, push it all the way back out to the outside curb, use the AstroTurf, use the curb, and get on the power. Through the right-hander now. Comes across the line. He does not improve. He does not improve. So Pena will still only be 2/10 behind, just a little bit under that. As he is just now coming through Sector 2 into those sharp left, right, and left hairpins, getting all the curb you can, getting on the power as quick as you can through that kink. And that Porsche I feel like is one of the better cars for these slow speed corners. They have such great traction coming out of the corner. Obviously one of my favorite cars to run here at Silverstone, besides the Mercedes. I'm a big Mercedes fan, guys, if you couldn't tell. I'm a huge fan of the car, how it looks, and also their F1 team. So, oh, a bit of a slide there. You can see him correcting the oversteer there. A little bit of adjustment to the left side. Let's see what he can do, even though with that little slip up. Can he improve here? No, he does not. He stays second, 2/10 behind Levernick. Rivera here, running third place, just over 6/10 behind the leader, who just got dropped. Kapelki takes his spot, improving on the lap. Now only 5/10 away from the leader. Can Rivera respond with a good lap of his own as he enters Sector 3 down the straight? Into Beckett's now, opting for that wide line like Levernick does. He is also in a Ferrari, or he's not in a Ferrari, he's in a McLaren, so different car styles, different drive styles as well. Obviously both are rear engine cars, meaning the engine sits behind the driver. But here he comes across the line. Can he improve and take back third place? Not on this lap. He has one more lap. We have 10 seconds left to qualify, and everybody that crosses the line before these 10 seconds end gets one more lap. Will the 95 of Bonday, Bobby Dandy, get it in time? No, no, he does not. The 49 is also done. The 9 is also done. The 88 here in the Lamborghini. Can he improve? No, he stays 15th for the time being. No improvement on his last lap. Number 20 coming across the line. Next, Shim through the final corner. Currently sitting in 22nd place. Through the right-hander. Across the line. He does improve. He shoots up from 22nd to 18th. Big improvement there. Great final run here in qualifying. I can't tell if these guys are just squabbling or is Nunez on a cooldown lap. It doesn't matter. Nunez is going to go in 8th. And Pangos stays in 34th. Nunez probably not going to be happy about that. If saying probably that Pangos blocked his line. Here comes Very currently sitting in 27th, trying to improve here. Does not improve. He actually drops a place after improving to somebody else. Alright, here we go. Here's where we get into this top 20. Easton right now in 20th place. Can he improve? Shim right ahead of him in 19th. He does improve. He shoots up to 17th. Wow, good lap for him there to finish out qualifying. Number 71 stays 12th there with that lap. Alright, here we go. Here come some more other guys in the top 20. Hutchinson's and the Nissan R35. Crosses the line. P13. That's what will stay for the time being. And number 4, Rivera, running in 4th place. He shoots up to 3rd place with an improvement. Kapelke now put to 4th. Here is your top 5 after qualifying. As you guys can see, we got Levernick, Pena, Rivera, Kapelke, and Gonzalez will be your top 5. A Ferrari, a Porsche, 2 McLarens, or 3 McLarens in that top 5. So McLaren seems to be the dominant car so far this season. We have about 3 minutes before we start our race or start a formation lap. So let's go ahead and take a little break, get some music going for you guys.
And even when you lost your hair to shame and so much gone, I stood beside you then and there until the cut was done.
Get something a little bit more upbeat for you guys as we get excited for race day here in just over 2.5 minutes.
Box of parts upon this ground, I give it up just to burn it down. And if they die, you can blame it on me. I've been setting up gravestones in my hometown. I wish I had been born at sea, then you wouldn't care and you wouldn't know me. Ebb and flow, they just don't carry me home. It's only water and air as far as I can see.
Maybe we should have a karaoke night with some of the drivers on here. Definitely some of us would be singing some indie rock. It would be a great time between all the guys here.
There was a time when you would let me know because your words weren't taken by your indigo, and I could write it all down in a matter of lines to read back what we had from a previous time. My ancestral passage here was written down each year by year, but the map is too old, see they've forgotten the roads, and so we're living by the creases. Box of parts upon this ground, I give it up just to burn it down. And if they die,
Alrighty guys, under 1 minute to go here before the race time, before this formation lap. Who do you think is going to win it? Let me know in the comments down below. We have 20 plus racers this season. So many guys on the grid, even more. I think we'll have 30 plus here, ladies and gentlemen. It's a packed house here for Zealous. Many guys out here. Very competitive grid. Obviously, our top 5 remains from qualifying. Number 1, Levernick, in number 52, Ferrari. The lineup, as you can see right there in that blue. Number 2, Pena in the Porsche. The number 34, that white Porsche right beside him. Number 3, Rivera in number 787. McLaren line up behind Levernick. And in fourth, it's Kapelke, the number 1 McLaren. Last year was a very, very quick driver. Really kind of just drove away from the field, to be honest. Number 5th is Gonzalez, driving number 13 to McLaren. You can see that all white back there. And all the drivers coming through here as we start our formation lap to get ready to go racing here. Take a look at our standings real quick here in Zealous. As you can see, everybody starts with 0 points in the season. So, we'll see how it all plays out for everybody here as we're going to start this first race. Obviously, making a big impact on the remainder of the season. You perform well, you get your confidence high, you feel good. That's what you want heading into the season. You know, good finish, maybe increase a couple places. And obviously the win is big. You get the points lead on everybody, and you have that confidence boost heading to the next round. Some of you might be asking, why are some of these guys weaving? That is to get the tires heated up for better traction while racing. They also might slam on the brakes and press the gas at the same time, which doesn't make sense, but it does. It's they heat up the brakes and increase their or decrease the amount of room they have to brake in. So getting the brakes hot makes them up to temperature and work better, and same deal with the tires. Cold brakes don't work very well, in case you didn't know. Yeah. As you can see, ghosting is on for the formation lap. Just, you know, extra precautions here. We don't want any big crashes and big fights to pop out before lap 1. Obviously, this is an hour-long race. We have 1 mandatory pit stop for everybody. You must take fuel, and obviously if you're in there for fuel, probably gonna take tires. Alright, here we come down the straight now, the F1 straight, getting ready to go green here. Now here's another thing that I think will happen here, folks, is once the race happens, and once we start, the most overtakes will come in Sector 2 or Sector 3. But my main guess is Sector 2, that chicane after the Stowe corner. It's just bound to happen. You know, you're super high speed into a heavy braking zone, and there's room for 2 cars to fit and have a good battle. So we should have tons of great racing here today for all of you. Alright. Here we go, ladies and gentlemen. They're now side by side as we head into Sector 3. Side by side restarts 2 wide here. Levernick on the inside for turn 1 is your leader. Pena on the outside is starting in 2nd place from qualifying. Obviously, we have very competitive guys here. Lots of McLarens up at the front to fill up both spots in the 2nd row. And then 1 in the 5th spot, so first spot in the 3rd row. So it goes Ferrari, Porsche, McLaren, McLaren. Rounds out your top 5. So McLaren seem really competitive at the early stage of the season or for this track. Once again, my guy to watch here is Nunez. He likes to make overtakes, and he's a great defender. Here we go. Waiting for the drop of the green flag here, folks. And there it is. We are off and racing. There's the green flag. All you can see, Rivera now trying to take a look, trying to take a peek from the 2 in front, see if he can get a spot here. Pena obviously overtakes Levernick into the 1st corner. Rivera takes a peek, does not go for a move here on Levernick. We'll see how that shapes out for the rest of his race. Oh, Pena goes off, and he's going to touch Rivera. Contact made between the 2 on lap 1 here. They both get through safety. Levernick retakes his lead. Pena probably just pushing a bit too hard here. And Kapelki is now trying to take advantage as he's trying to follow through. Rivera gets through Stowe. Clean. Pena and Kapelki now going at it. Here comes the left front chicane after Stowe. Will Kapelki take a lunge? He looks like it. He does. He's up on the inside there. Let's see how it goes for him. He does not get the job done. He does not get the job done. It's okay though. He'll try and follow in, use that slipstream, and get him on another lap. Let's take a look at our whole field. 36. Whoa! Big spin from who was that? That was Rustin. No, Rustin in the Lamborghini spins, loses almost everything. We have a couple guys back here with bigger problems. Bo Bandy obviously has something earlier on the lap. Number 78, Vanisher in the Audi obviously had a problem earlier in the race. All right, here we go into Sector 3. Mackets and Beckett's. This is the place for overtakes here. Who is close enough to make a move? Not anybody inside this top 5. All got their respective distance. Not close enough to make an overtake here. Most of the guys getting through nice and clean, obviously, besides the 3, the number 34, the number 30, and 34th place, 35th place, and 36th place here. This is number 868, 95, and 788. Having trouble here, either making contact with somebody else or just going off track, spinning some unforced air. As we take a look as we come through this really fast right-left section to that Ron right-hander, into the long left-hander, and then down the straight. The pit window now opens for everybody. They have all race to make this pit window here. Obviously, one is mandatory though. Obviously, strategies will vary depending on what position you're in. Maybe if you're one of those guys that spun out and crashed, maybe have a little bit of damage, I say you go in earlier than most people, get that damage fixed, on that news to the tires, get your fuel in, and then go. Try and really push for the rest of the race. If you're one of these guys up top, you might try and overcut, so go out a bit longer than everybody else. I would say these top 5 might be good to overcut. Gonzalez on up might be smart to overcut here. But I say for the guys from 6th through 10th, Portis through Verdano, they would be smart to undercut. Maybe going a lap or 2 earlier than the guys in the top 5. And really trying to get on that fresh set of tires and make up that time before they go in pit. Get a jump, maybe go over. Doob here getting close to Verdano. Seeing if he can make a move here. Obviously in the back of Beckett's not really a great overtaking place. Maybe he can try and force Verdano to be a little bit defensive here, slow him down by a couple of hundredths or tenths even, and then make a move on him on the next lap here. It does not seem like he's too close though at the moment. He's got a bit of a distance between the two of them, as you can see from the helicopter cam. Although Larson is definitely closing in here on, or Hutchinson is closing on Reed. Will he make a move into that chicane? It is close, but I don't think it's that close. Now JP Belanger, rocking that Mercedes with a great little livery on that, is getting under threat by Tuda in the Lamborghini number 88. The number 649 Mercedes being attacked by number 88, Tuda. As you can see, their distance is close. Let's see if we can ride with Tuba, see if he can go in close. But JP closes in on the Jaguar of Larson. And for you guys that don't remember, Larson was a really competitive racer last year, not having his great debut. Obviously in a different car, very interesting choice compared to everybody else. But we'll see how it goes. Whoa, a bit of a slide, a bit more of a slide from JP Belanger. That invites Tuda right in on him as we head into the hairpins. Hairpin to the right, hairpin to the left, and then into Sector 3. Yeah, that slide really can lose your time and overheat your tires, causing more excessive tire wear. Really close here as they come out of the last corner of the lap, heading now into the fast section, into the right-hander, then into the left, right, left, left again for that little S section here. Down that straight. JP gets a good exit there, increases the lead by maybe a tenth or two. Toyota really pushing it through that corner. That might have been a track limits warning here, folks. Very close indeed. As you can see, he's getting his nose as close as he can to JP Belanger. Here they come down the straight. Can he get the slipstream? Can he make a move here? Into Stowe on the brakes. Really close. Almost made contact with JP on that occasion now. Here they come. Into the chicane. Really late on the brakes for Buda. Batuta. No. Not overtaking opportunity this time. Here we have a pack that's kind of being dropped. 26 McLaren, the 117 McLaren, and then the 32 BMW. This is a close pack. Lexus himself, the 32 is going for a really late lunge here into that chicane, and it's not going to work out for him. But maybe he has the better exit as he hit the outside line. He's going to go way outside, trying to just get as much momentum as he can, hop in that slipstream, and see if he can take advantage on the next lap. These guys may be way far behind, but they can still battle and make it look interesting. Oh, he's in the grass. He goes way wide in the grass. That's going to slow him down. Getting all that grass in your tires hurts your braking performance. As you can see there, he was a bit deep, and you're turning. Let's turn our attention to the top three now. As we got Levernick, who has the fastest lap of the race and is leading by 1.4 seconds, almost 1.5. Trying to increase that gap. Coming up on a lap car who had an incident earlier in the race. That is Dube. Now Gonzalez, right on top of Kapelke here. As they head through the S's. Can he get a good exit? Can he stay with him here? Yeah, he's close. Can he get the slipstream down the Hainer straight into Stowe corner? If he can, he's inching up closer with that slipstream. Does he have the setup for a high speed, or is it for more cornering? Here they go into the braking zone. He moves in really close. Maybe close enough for a lunge here, folks. Will he go for it? No, he does not. He consolidates to try and gain on him the next lap. Let's take a look at Shim here. Already up 2 places after what happened on lap 1. From 20th to 18th. Looking and closing the gap down to Easton here. So, see what happens. We'll keep an eye on him during the race. See where he moves. Nunez, I was talking about watching him earlier. He has some sort of mistake and he's dropped 2 places. Watch him fight back to the pack throughout this race. Keep an eye on him, folks. Oh, yellow. Yellow in Sector 1. The 35th driver here is off again. He's doing donuts. He's doing donuts right now. He's done with this race. He's doing some donuts, you know. Make it look sexy. Oh, maybe he's back. He is. It's not looking good for him here in the 95 Ferrari. Dude is about to be lapped here, folks. This will be the first lap car of the race. Sorry, try not to hate on you, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? Alright, let's take a look at the gases in the field. Gonzalez is close once again. Let's take a look at them through Sector 1 and then Sector 2 into that chicane. Does he close the gap and have to go for a lunge? It looks a bit smaller than it did last time. Let's see them come through these S's now. Left, right, left again. And then back to the right. And then one more time. A little kink back to the left. Down the straight they go. How does his exit look? He looks to be on him here. Maybe just a smidge closer than he was last lap. closing that gap with the slipstream. He pulls out, maybe taking a lunge into Stowe. He gains a lot, breaks later. Can he hold the line and make a move here into the hairpin? Shifting through the gears they go, dropping him down now into the chicane, the right left. He does not go for a move. I think that's the smarter point to go move. I think you consolidate your position through Stowe corner and take the lunge into the left right chicane. Here is a close gap. It is between Tao and Fleeker, and he's not going to make the lunge there. Fleeker, the Mercedes, is going to hold on just for a bit longer here. But let's look behind Dow. It's Finder here, closing in just under a second behind him. Another close gap here is Sharpenary behind Alberts here, just 2/10 behind. Let's see what we can get on the onboard camera. Let's see him get in the slipstream now. Albert's kind of avoiding that through the exit. Will he go for a move here? Later on the brakes, then Alberts holds it inside, gets the curve just a little bit, taking that wider line. Can he bring it back to the middle? Gets on the power. You can hear the engines roar. No move made though here. Not at least there. Let's take a look at Gonzalez now. Fighting with Kapelki. Get a little in-cam action here as they go through the Stowe corner. He peeks out again. Braking, getting that turn in. Back on the gas here. Let's see. Does he go for the lunge? He pulls out to the left side. Brakes and pulls right back in. Maybe just trying to force Kapelki to go defensive. Make him think about him a little bit. Try and force him into the air. Oh, but speaking of airs, he has a little bit of a slip. Maybe some extra tire spin, some extra wheel spin as it comes out of the exit of the left right chicane. Another small gap here is I'm Not Jimmy closing in on the Honda NSX of Portis second. Gets a bit more inside there. That's probably where he's making up a bit of the time. Back on the power now. Nunez is sitting behind, waiting patiently, hoping these guys fight. If these guys fight, he wants to take advantage of that time loss that they will have. Hutchins now, also really pushing here on Reed. Will he go for move? He's in the slipstream. He pulls out to the left side. They're side by side into the braking zone. He gets through during the braking zone, squeezes Reed just a little bit, but he's going to get the job done. Into the right-hander now, holds it and gains, and on the power, that's a successful move from Hutchins, the number 44 Nissan R35. Anyways, moving on through the pack. Levernick gets overtaken by Rivera here. Maybe some sort of mistake. Let's see what Levernick can do this time through. He's going to pull off ways inside, not really worried about the slipstream at this point. Maybe a bit too far is what he thinks. I mean, we show it here. He looks really far from this helicopter camera. But let's see, Pena right up on him as well. And behind that, no moves made here into this left right chicane. Everybody is good. As we can see in this chat, we have a couple of new guys. Bandy and Rodman and Sal. It's great to see these new guys in the league trying to learn, trying to get a feel for the league, and a feel for how our times and how competitive we are. But all in all, you know, it's great to have new guys over. Even if they're not like really racing super competitive at the start, they will get there. And that's what we all hope to see, very competitive racing. Here we go, down the straight now. Levernick is gap has increased. Oh, he goes deep. He goes a bit deep there under the brakes. That might have been an issue there. Let's see how that gap works out as they come across the line here. Through the first 45 minutes and the first 8 laps, the top 3 stands for Rivera in the McLaren, Levernick in the Ferrari, and Pina in the Porsche. 3 different manufacturers in the top 3. We did not see a lot of that last year. We saw a lot of domination over the Mercedes in the top 3 spots. Oh, it does seem that Levernick has some damage on that front end. Could that be the cause of the loss in position here? Let's take a look at Rivera's car, see if we can spot anything here. I maybe see a bit of damage on the front end, but I don't see much else. I think that was on Levernick by himself. I don't know how or when, but that happened. But Bandy has pitted now for the first stages of our pit window here. He is the first to box and is in last place. There he goes though, released from the pit lane, coming out to join the race once again. Now it will be interesting where our leaders see. Will they pit a bit earlier than the race time, or will they pit in the middle towards 30 minutes? All I know so far is that Rivera is being crept up on by Levernick. He is closing that gap down to 0.5 of a second now as they come down the straight towards Meckes and Beckett's once more to finish out lap number 8. Levernick looks to be a bit wide there. Maybe some understeer, maybe a little bit of a lockup under the braking, or maybe just his damage taking effect here. We'll see how that affects the gap as they come to the line. Pina is closing in ever more on Levernick with these slight mistakes that he's making. As you can see, he's almost right up on the bumper. It depends on how good he makes it through this corner. Can he make it through better? Can he get on the power just a bit earlier? Oh, we have a spinner. We have a spinner in front of the lead pack. That's number 866, the Lamborghini of Rustin. Anyways, back to this fight for the top 3. Pina closing in to 0.3 of a second. Rivera expanded lead at the end of that lap to 0.8. Is he close enough to go for a lunge here? Do you guys think? He's going to consolidate during Stowe. Get on the power, try and get a better exit. Will he keep on the left side, try to lunge it up the inside, or will he consolidate and stay behind? Right now it looks like he's going to stay behind. Good turn in. It's the other part, the right-hander of that chicane. And through it. There we go. No overtake attempts for the top 3. 4th and 5th are having quite the battle as well. This is Gonzalez and Capelki. This has been going on for the last 4 or 5 laps. Here, I would say. These guys are going to fight on and off. Not really big position change, but just staying super close together in that proximity. Oh, almost thought he was going to shape up and move down that inside there with his line. Maybe. He's really close now. He will have the draft. He's getting close. Will he go for a move here? Pulls out to the left side. Does not. He's going to consolidate once again and wait for another lap to come here. This gap is just a little bit above 0.3 of a second. 3.5 of a second here. That is our closest gap. Oh wait, I take that back. Sharpenberry looking to make a move on Shim here. Shim still holding on to 18th place. Yao right behind them, looking to get on the action. If anyone makes a mistake, he is ready to pounce, take advantage. We got a Lexus, a Ferrari, and a McLaren all moving out here. All separate manufacturers for this battle for 18th place. Shim looks like she's trying to break the toe a little bit. weaving a little bit on the straights, breaking that slipstream. Sharpenberry maybe thought about a move there as he pulled up to the left side a bit. That's a risky place for an overtake. It can be done, but it's very risky, very fast, very close quarters racing. But he's going to gain a lot on Schindler in that braking zone. He's on the power. He's going to be in the draft. Will he make a move into Stowe, or will he try and make a move into the chicane? But hold that. Yao pulling alongside him on the left into Stowe. Backs out and just falls in. Will he make a lunge here into the chicane? Very close 3-wide fight here. Shim might survive because these two are battling. Oh, what a lunge. Big, big, big lunge there from Sharpenberry. Everybody's going to hold position. This is a tight-knit pack. They're snuggled together like pigs in a blanket. Sorry for that Midwest saying, guys. That's where I'm from. Anyways, here we come now to the leaders. And still in second. He makes a mistake. Pena makes a big lunge up the inside and is right on the back of that car, almost sniffing the wing. Will he make a move? Pulls out to the right. Hit inside line. In the draft to Levernick. Levernick is just maybe outside the draft range of Rivera. Rivera has continued to push away and gain time and separate himself from this pack. Pena has been waiting patiently, racing very patiently, learning the lines of Levernick, and maybe just observing where he's weak, where he's strong, and waiting to make his move. Needs a really good exit out here to make a move into Stowe or into the chicane. It's not a horrible exit here. He's in the draft. He's closing that gap as best as he can. Here they go through Stowe. Driving into the chicane. We'll go for the onboard here. See, ooh, maybe a bit of a lock up there while he was on the curb to that corner. Beautiful sounds here from the Puerto Rican E-Racing Club Porsche. We have quite a few Puerto Rican drivers this season. We did not have very many last year, but a lot have joined, and it's great to see, you know, the diversity within this group of racers and how they perform, you know, in their each respective ways. It's great to see, you know, and hear guys' stories of how they grew up from different areas of the world, and, you know, watch how that affects their racecraft even, you know. Maybe you're more relaxed parents and your race style's more conservative, you're more about saving the tires and, you know, saving the car, but maybe you were like a loud house, you know, like me. I've got a couple of siblings who are always out doing something. I like to take those lunges, I like to take those risks, push the limits as much as I can. It often results in me crashing, guys. That's why I'm not racing with these boys. But still fun nonetheless here. Let's go ahead and focus back on this little group of three here, battling for the 16th spot, or the 17th spot, and it seems that we have had a change. Shim has been overtaken by Sharpenberry, and Sharpenberry has driven away from them. Maybe it was a mistake there. Tao Yao, though, is right on the back. Oh, Shim has a mistake there. Will that invite him in to make a move? Shim's going to go defensive here. Can he go for the switch back? He does not. Shim's going to survive there. Even though with that little snap of oversteer, he looks like almost in the braking zone, which is not very fun, very dangerous. He's going to make a mistake there while doing that. He's going to survive, at least for this lap. Oh, here we have Easton in the pits here, making his stop with 35 minutes left to go in the race. So he comes in about 5 minutes early from halfway, ladies and gentlemen. This could be his chance to maybe overtake some cars with this undercut. We'll see how it goes for him. Keep an eye on him, folks. Now back to this gap here. Pena trying to make the inroads. He's been trying to make the inroads on Levernick for so long now. He must be getting a bit frustrated with himself as he's lost a bit of time. Nonetheless, though, still within that top three, a podium on the first race would be amazing. That Porsche sounds amazing, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know how you think about it, but I believe this is one of the best sounding cars in this game. Let's take a look at Reed here. fighting back against the GTR of Hutchinson's, who overtook him probably about 4 laps ago, just a few laps ago here. And this train is pretty tight-knit too. We got Hutchinson's, Reed, Larson, and Tuda all really fighting for a position here. We'll see how it goes now. Into Beckett and Beckett's for Hutchinson. He's got a 4/10 lead on Reed. It was 2/10. Reed maybe goes a bit deep there onto the brakes, trying to just push it a little bit too hard. And I say that, Larson sneaking right up behind him, right up on that bumper of that brightly colored Lamborghini. If you guys are not in Discord, make sure to join. We had a big discussion about our feelings for Reed's livery here in the livery channel of the Discord. Some people like it, some people really don't. And it shows just the different styles of this community we have here. Now Larson almost directly on Reed now. Reed almost on Hutchinson's here. He's going to be in the draft down the hanger straight into Stowe corner. Is a move coming? Can we foresee a move? Whoa, bit of a slide for Hutchinson's. Same for Reed, but he lessens the blow. Now, they're so close here. Reed takes the move out and will not go for it. Hutchinson with another mistake, it looks like. Another slide. He's going to invite Reed in. Reed's there. Will he take an opportunity soon into Sector 3 or in the end of Sector 2? Will he take this opportunity? He's right up on him. He's in the draft. He's heading to his right-hander. Brake, shift down, get the corner. Right back on the power. To the left-hander. Keep it nice and tight to the left-hand side for the brakings under the hairpin. He's trying to go for the switchback on Hutchinson. Brake early. Turn all the way back in. Try and get underneath him. Cannot quite do it. Larson watching this very, very pleased here. He's waiting for one of these guys to make a mistake or just to lose time battling. This would give him maybe 1 or even 2 positions, folks. I must say that pink or purplish color looks amazing on that matte black. Oh, what happened there? Hutchinson goes way wide. Reed trying to take advantage of that, but opens the door for Larson. They're side by side. They were for a second. Hutchinson goes into pit. He pits early, trying to get an uppercut. 31 minutes left in the race. He is just a bit early. Anyways, Larson now closing the gap on Reed. Maybe thinks about a look into this right-hander. Does not go for it. Maybe trying to force Reed into a mistake, like I've been saying multiple times. That's a big aspect of racing. It's not just the physical overtake, but the mental battle between the two. A little cat and mouse game that goes on between the two drivers. Larson, 2/10 of a second away from Reed as I head down the hanger straight into Stowe corner. Maybe going for lunch here into the chicane. A bit far back for one. Larson is. Oh, but I'll tell you what. Tuda is not waiting. He is right up on Larson during that chicane. Almost hitting him, it looked like. Maybe even made a little bit of contact. Not enough to hurt Larson's line at all. But this is a close battle now here. Let's go to take a look at the 3 that were fighting earlier. Which Shin has moved up a lot of places due to the pit stops right now. We got Fender and others in the pits. Lots of pit stops. The pit stops are kicking off. We'll see what leaders do here. Where are the leaders on the track? Levernick is heading to the pits as I speak. Braking. Getting down to pit lane speed. Pena is going to go for the overcut. He's going to stay out at least 1 more lap. We'll see how this puts him out here. Let's watch and ride along with Pena for this lap. We just hit the halfway mark of the race exactly. So this is the optimal pit lap if you think of it half and half. But it depends. For some people conserving the tires, and you're going to push all out later in the race and use up those tires to get extra lap time. It depends. Pena now. Lap traffic ahead of him. Levernick in the pits still. Now down the straight to Stowe corner. Pena goes. Nunez staying out. I'm not. Jimmy stays out. And he's released from the pit lane. He is released from his pit box, heading down the pit lane now. Another guy in the pit lane is Kapelki. He was battling for 4th place. Levernick is out the pit lane, returning to racing speed as fast as he can, trying to close that gap to Pena, who did not pit on the last lap. What will the gap be? Will it be enough to make up for a pit stop? Did he go hard enough on this lap to make it count? He's got the lap cars fighting ahead of him. Thankfully, the number 53 pulls out of the way. The number 53 gets out of the way. That's Rodman Jr., the 3rd. Pena now closing the gap on that McLaren, another lap car. Maybe using them as a bit of a slipstream, you know, to help improve his lap time. Oh no, it looks like he gets in the way. The blue flags are being waved. Oh, he's got to be furious about that one. That can really make or break his strategy here. Will he pull into the pit lane this time through? He does. He's in. Now, let's take a look at Levernick. Where is he on circuit? He is just now entering, or is midway through Sector 2. Let's see how this plays out. He's right behind Rivera and him were battling earlier. They have both completed their pit stops, as you can see by the green box to the right of their names. The yellow with the 1 next to it means they're not completed their pit stop yet. Pena driving, parking in his pit box. He's in there. The guys start to work on his car. Levernick just now enters Sector 3. I don't think he made it up enough time here. I think Levernick will still have it. It is a pretty long Sector 3, but still, I believe that Levernick will retake his spot as 1st place. Here he comes around the final corners. Pena has not been released yet. We're keeping an eye on that. Nunez has overtaken him for the win. Pena's released. Where is Levernick? Levernick is coming down the pit straight now. Who will come out in front? Pena just hit the line. He is just now returning to racing speed. Let's see how it works for him. On the power, and he's going to be right behind Levernick. Barely behind him there. We'll see what the gap is as soon as they cross the sector line. We have 2 drivers who have not made their pit stop yet. McSharpenberry and Nunez. Nunez maybe going for a bit aggressive. He's going to maybe overuse the tires on the next set once he goes in. If he gets new tires, that is. Alright, here we go. Returning to our leaderboard. We have Levernick and Pena. Pena is not as close as I thought he was going to come out, but Gonzalez is right on the back of Pena here as they head into the left-right chicane. Will he make a move? He's pulling out to the left side. Does not. He holds back. Braking. Getting real close, though. Maybe a bit better through that line as Pena's tires still have to heat back up. Nunez now into the pit lane here as your leader, seeing if the strategy works out, maybe gains him a couple places. Him and 5 others are the ones that have not pitted yet. Sharpenberry included, and Flecker right behind. These guys were way down in the order before the pit stop rotation. Let's see if they can gain some positions by going through this uppercut. Shim has already made his pit stop and was in P17 before the rotation started, I believe. P17 before he took his stops. We'll see where he pulls out with his strategy here. Nunez in the pit still is not being overtaken. The closest car is McSharpenberry, who's overtaken him but is not pitted yet once again. Rivera coming down the pit straight now. He will overtake Nunez. Nunez is still in the box. And for the record, Rivera has taken the fastest lap off of Levernick. Maybe showing his pace here. He has had the lead for quite a while now. Probably the last 20 to 25 minutes of this race he's had the lead, and there's just been edging a gap. Barely improving on the gap every single lap. Pena once again is under attack from Gonzalez here as they head down the straight towards Stowe Corner. In the slipstream, will he make a move this time through? Not into Stowe, or will it be into the chicane? Taking the right, getting on the power, Can he get close enough? Is he close enough? It looks pretty close to me. Will he go for the lunge? No, he's going to brake here and consolidate the position. Pretty cautious. We haven't seen a lot of pretty aggressive lunges here. Obviously, I assume we'll see that later in the race. Where did Nunez? Nunez came out in P9, so he gained a couple of positions with his pit strategy there. Mick Sharpenberry has not yet pitted, and he is the only one to do so besides Bo Bandy. Oh, and Bo Bandy, speaking of him, has a spin. Oh, and he makes contact with the wall. It's going to give damage to the rear. The number 36, or the number 95, McLaren, goes for a spin. We'll take a look, see if we can find any damage. And yes, folks. Yes, you can see it all on this back wing here and the back diffuser, the rear diffuser, all over the rear of the car. There were scratch marks. His downforce will be decreased for the rest of the race unless he goes for a pit stop, which he has not made yet. Oh, he's had another spin. The damage probably gets in there. The use of the tires. It's not looking good for him in his day. Anyways, Mick Sharpenberry does not pit again. Continues to go. Rivera is 12 seconds away. He will not retain the lead if he pits, and the gap will probably be closing due to the newer tires that Rivera will have. Let's go ahead and run through our top 5 real quick. We got Sharpenberry, who has not made his pit stop yet. We have Rivera, who has, Levernick, who has made the pit stops, Pena, who has made the pit stop as well, and Gonzalez, who is getting close to Pena here, only 4/10 away. He has also made his pit stop. Let's check the gap from inside the car. Not quite close enough to warrant a lunge or a move here, do you guys think? I believe it's way too far for that. But he was really close on a couple laps before. Maybe made a slight mistake, but Pena's just getting back into his rhythm here and starting to run away. Cycling through all the onboards there. As you see, the blue flags being waved. Those are being waved for. I don't know who they're being waved for. Anyways, Mick Sharpenberry coming down the straight into the Mecca and Beckett's corner. Will he pit this time through? He has an 11-second gap to Rivera. The pit loss has been well over 20 seconds, I believe. So we will see what happens for him in his picker. He does come in. He does come in. We'll look at Rivera. Rivera now coming through the last couple of corners here. Heading down the pit straight. It's not even close. Sharpenberry will not even maintain this lead. I think he will come out probably in the 11th to 12th gap, right around this area here, 11 to 13. Let's keep an eye on where they are. They are just now entering Sector 3, maybe even farther down the order. Bad news for him, folks. Bad news. He did not want to hear that, for sure. Let's take a look, though. He's in the pit still. He hasn't even left the stall. I think it's over. He will be at least 13th. Maybe even 15th. Maybe even 16th. 16th, I think, is the magic number. Speaking of which, that's Carson in 18th, making a move on the 17 Porsche. Nice move there as he takes the inside line, taking advantage of the slight mistake made. Asbury done with his pit stop, leaving the pits now. Let's see who he has up. There's the 17th spot. And there's the 18th. He's going to fall into 19th position. Let's take a look at Shim here. Maybe he's lost some positions during the pit cycle. Not what he wanted to see. But he can fight his way back. He's got a big gap, though, ahead of him. A 4-second gap to Murdano in the Logitech red and gray Lamborghini. Rivera, once again, running away from Levernick here. The gap is now 1.8 seconds. As you can see, he's just out of the drafting range as they come around the corners here. This race has been pretty pretty exciting. We've had multiple spins, multiple cautions, local yellows, and all that. A couple of good overtakes, and an interesting pit cycle here. Many drivers choosing different strategies so far, and we still have 20 minutes of green flag running to go. The track is optimum. The track degrees is 30 degrees Celsius. There's barely any wind to affect the driving. Let's see how the remainder of it goes. Kapelki in 5th, 6 cents down. Gonzalez, or 6 seconds down. Also, just over a second away from Pena here. Let's look for a gap here, folks. The smallest gap between cars. See if we can get some fighting, some action, some battling on the screen for you guys here. I have a 8/10 gap. I have I thought I saw a 1/10 gap. I might just be making things up, dreaming a little bit. Some daydreams, you know. But let's take a look here. Kapelki going through this right-hander. Kapelki is a guy who, check out his YouTube channel, definitely for sure. He's got a nice little YouTube channel. He explains good and shows good quality sim racing content on that channel. Primarily ACC, but still great guy, great channel. Go check him out. Free little plug for him there. Now let's take a look at Reed, who goes a bit wide, maybe in Stowe, but this is yeah, but it's gonna close up the gap for him nicely. Will he go for a lunge here on the brakes? Who's gonna brake later? Oh, Hutchinson's maybe go for an aggressive little, I'm going to say nose chop, an aggressive little turn in there. Making Reed back out of that one. Call it elbows out, call it aggressive defending. All I know is that it worked. Hutchinson has been fighting them off all game long, all race long. They've been fighting with each other for position. Even after the pit cycle, they remained fighting. Nunez now kind of has a bit of room to breathe here. He's got a 4-second gap to the cars behind. He's got an 8-second gap to the cars in front. He's just on his own world, minding his own business right now. I do not remember off the top of my head of where he started in this race. I believe it was inside the top 10, if I am not mistaken. Maybe 12th at the very latest. But he is one of the best defenders, as we saw in the second to last round at Paul Ricard last season, with great defense against the fastest racer and the winner, Larson, during that season. Let's go ahead and take another look here at the standings. Rivera still remains in first with 21 laps raced in this race. Levernick in second with a 1.5, over a 1.5 second gap. Levernick's damage on his front end of the car. See if we can get an angle for you guys. As you can see it right there on that front bumper. That might be playing a big role into how he's racing tonight. Maybe just trying to, bring it home almost after obtaining that damage. Pena now, who was really fighting, may have messed up his pit strategy a little bit. He had some blockage from lap cars 2, is now fighting with Gonzalez, and their gap is close. As they come to the right-hander, and then into the left. Goes way wide. Maybe his tires are just overheating or something simple like that. He's not doing the greatest. We have blue flags with a car ahead, the BMW. Seems to let Gonzalez do it pretty easily. And likes to do the same for Pena. Maybe wasn't a bit too much though. Not a big issue though. We let him by. He like obstructing the racing line too much. But that's a real good logo. Obviously has his little avatar, I guess you could say, as his logo for YouTube on there. But it's a pretty nice yellow, I'm not a big fan of the yellow too. It stands out. Anyways, back to the racing now. Stop talking about paint jobs here. We'll get a little bit more action to the racing. Sharpenberry is right on the back of Larson here, and they are fighting for position. There's a 0.2 of a second gap. Heading into Magnussen Beck. It's down the straight in the slipstream. Will he go for a move, or will he wait a lap? Maybe go for a move. Oh, yellow! Number 866 goes off track. That is Rustin. He has damage on the rear. Can we see any other damage? Damage from the side, it looks like. No damage on the front. That is not great for him. Anyways, back to this battle here between Sharpenberry and Easton here, or and Larson in the Jaguar. 0.3 of a second now. Larson has pulled a bit of a gap now. Put a 10th on him that lap, but that looks like he closed in there. That looks like a big jump in the gap. Really walking it in. To the right, to the left, little cha-cha slide action here, and back to the right. One time now, y'all. All right. Here we go, down the Hainer Straight, I believe, into Stowe Corner. And the slipstream, almost 0.4 of a second gap is set by the leaderboard. Whoa, 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 way late on the brakes there. What happened? Did he lock up or was he just late? Focusing too much on the driver ahead. Let's see if we have any damage that could have caused that. I do not see any. If you guys do, please point it out to me, but I did not see it. That was just an unforced driver error there. Larson, a bit relieved now. He has a gap to work with. Let's look at the field. Yao closing in on the Porsche of Collins here. Let's take a look on board. Will he make a lunge in one of these hairpins? Will he go for the switchback? Collins going a bit defensive there. Ooh, that was close to contact. You guys keep it under control though. On the power now. Maybe trying to get a better exit than Collins or Colas. Down the straight into Mackes and Beckett. We have not really seen a move in Mackes and Beckett. Maybe one all day today. Down to the gears. Going for the switchback, trying to get to the inside. Brake earlier. Get to the inside. I think it will work well for you in the rest of the lap here. Use that switchback technique. Anyways, Collis is going to maintain the lead for at least the rest of that lap. But once again, we have Sharpenberry right on the back of Larson here. Looking at that wing, admiring that wing, trying to get past that rear wing of Larson. Larson goes for an aggressive turn in there, really close to track limits. Sharpenberry did pit really late compared to everybody else. Maybe his tires aren't quite up to temperature, always trying to push too hard and overheat them a little bit. Let's see how it works out here. In the slipstream once again, heading down to Stowe Corner. Oh, he's going to go for a lunge. He goes for a lunge, folks. He's on the inside. Can Carson or Larson counterattack with a better exit out of the corner? No, he cannot. Looks like the move is going to be done, and Sharpenberry is going to hold it. Larson trying to go deep, maybe overcompensate, get on the inside line, did not work. He is through. The Ferrari is through for Sharpenberry. Easton has been by himself for most of the race here. He's kind of driven his own thing, holding his position, gaining a couple. Nothing much of the start has been active for him. He's been just kind of on his own, setting his pace, keeping his consistency up. Reed has been in multiple fights today, multiple battles here. Most of them being with the person that's been Hutchings. They have had multiple fights all day long, multiple battles between multiple corners, multiple laps. Just pushing each other to the absolute limit. Hutchings made a good overtake right before the pit cycle for most people. Made a good move and has just kind of brought the gap out a bit. Oh, speaking of which, he has a little bit of a slide there. Well, that invited Reed right back into it. Little commentator's curse on these guys here. Sorry, not sorry, just doing my job, guys. Portis now closing on Kompelki. Portis was a fairly quick racer last year in that Honda. Honestly, a bigger change than most drivers. I think it might be the only Honda in the field this season. There was a couple of them last year, maybe 3. But he is the only one this year, and he seems to be competitive. Obviously inside the top 10. Great position for him. 6th, almost 5th place here as he's fighting with Kompelki. Who's that going wide just a bit ahead of them? It was a lap car. An Audi lap car. Oh, that was close. He almost hurt Portis's line. He might have actually done a little bit of a settle him down here. But Portis, nonetheless, is going to pull off to the side and tuck right back on the slipstream. Way, way, way too far back to think about from there. This gap is pretty close between Murdano and Colas here once again. These guys have been close almost all race long. He's going to go in the grass. That might be a cut or a warning there, folks. That is a bit of a much, you know, a bit of a much take there. We'll see what the race control thinks about it after the race. Obviously, penalties get handed out after this race, not during. They get handed out and they will be enforced in the next race. Oh, that might have made him slow down with all of the Brianna's Tigers. Let's take a look here. The two Mercedes fighting of Flecker and Alberts within 0.3 of a second here. Alberts goes a bit deep, brings it back in, but not enough. Will Flecker take advantage here? In the slipstream he is. Really make a move here. He's really close. No, I think that's a smart decision though. Oh, Albert's maybe a bit of a slide there as he took some of the grass as well. Well, we are loving the grass today. Apparently we are playing Lawnmower Simulator in ACC. You never know with the way a set of Corsa modders mod their things. They mod them to be crazy. Don't get me wrong, they're great crazy, but crazy is still crazy nonetheless. Anyways, close here, down the Hainer Straight, heading into Stowe Corner, in the slipstream. Flecker is. Maybe will he make a move here? Will he make a lunge into Stowe? He pulls out to the side, on the brakes, they're side by side here. Oh, they're going to remain side by side, heading into the chicane, the left-right chicane, coming all the way over. Braking, who's going to get it? Maybe trying to try the switchback here. No, beautiful defending there by Alberts. Honestly, an amazing job. Good defense, boys. Good fighting here. Still in range of an attack, though, for sure. He's going to take a lunge maybe here. No, he backs out of it and thinks better. I think that is a bit too risky move, especially on that corner. Fast right-hander. It's really, you got to make that turn or you're not making the corner, so it's a really tight, quick turn as well, so smart to back out there, in my opinion. Still quick, and that's a mistake from Alberts. He goes a bit deep into the left chicane. Flecker might have a better run now into Mackinson Beckett's down the straight in the slipstream. Within 0.3 of a second away. On the brakes. Alberts goes wide again. Just inviting Flecker to make a move here. Goes wide. Just a bit wide there, and Beckett's here. Now, in the slipstream, let's take a look at how far the gap is apart as they come across this line. Alberts across the line. Flecker across the line. The gap is now under 0.3 of a second. A 2.73 gap between the two. Through the right-hander. Heading into the exit section. He goes wide. He goes wide. Alberts goes wide. And he's going to let him through. Maybe trying to avoid a penalty on that one by letting him through. We have a drive-through penalty now for Sharpenberry. That has to be served before the end of the race. A drive-through penalty means you must drive through the pit lane at pit lane speed. Causes you to slow down, lose time on track. Will he serve it this lap? We will find out in a minute. No other penalties. Rivera still with the fastest lap. And a big gap now. 2.278 seconds between him and Levernick. Levernick was the pulse hitter before this race. Has damage on his front end. Let's see if we get a view for you guys on that. Has damage on the front bumper. Right there, you guys can see it. Anyways, Sharpenberry heading into Sector 3 now. Will he serve his penalty on this lap? It depends on what lap he got his penalty on, because you must serve them within 3 seconds or 3 laps of happening. Coming through Beckett's now. The pit entrance is on the right. He's going to hold a tight line. He does not dive into the pit lane there. Interesting here. Let's take a look at Shim now. Still kind of on his own out here in a P21 in the number 20 Lexus. Pretty good looking car, if I do say so myself here. Obviously, first time we've been introduced to these liveries in game. Portis closing that gap to Kompelki even more. He's got the Sim Grid and the Alpha Sim Sport car, the Acura NSX. Beautiful looking car, that blue and that gold. Good mix there. You know, that maybe a bit darker on the blue would be my preference there, but still a good looking car nonetheless. Reed once again closing up on Hutchins. These guys have been close together, matching each other's pace the whole race. I know I'll say again though, I don't care. These guys are doing great, phenomenal battles and phenomenal fighting between corners, laps, etc. It'll be interesting to see how their driving styles differ on different tracks this season. Here's a close gap we got between a couple racers here. Maradona is right on the back of the Porsche of Colas. We'll see how close he really is with this onboard camera into the driver's view here. As they head down the straight and back into Beckett's. We have 2 minutes and 45 seconds remaining in the race. 15 seconds left on the pit lane. If you haven't made your pit stop, which everybody has, as you can see by that green box on the right of their names, you have to make it this lap right now. If you don't, you will have a penalty.
Pit window is now closed.
As you heard from the announcer, or the engineer, the pit window is now closed. No more pit stops the rest of the race unless you have to serve a penalty, which Sharpenberry is this lap. Obviously driving through at pit lane speeds nice and slow compared to the people on track. He's going to lose out a couple positions here. Who will be the last car to benefit from this? It might be Shim. Shim seems to be the last car to really benefit. Maybe the 448 car here. It's close. Just ahead of him. So Shim is the last guy to take advantage of that drive-through penalty. Gonzalez now taking a peek here at Levernick. He's been gaining positions all race long. He was with Kapelki, he was with Pena, and now he's in the third, taking a look at Levernick. The final lap of race here. The leader is on the final lap. Rivera is on the final lap here with a 2-second gap, just on cruise mode, trying to get it home. Once again, this is the final lap of the race. Will we see an aggressive lunge here from Gonzalez into either Stowe or the chicane after, or in sector 3? Oh, number 6. The number 6 car, the number in 18th place, Rodano, has gone off track on the leader's final lap. That is not what you want to do. Leave you compositions that you cannot probably gain back. Here as we head into Stowe corner, to the right now. Both cars making through, no dive bomb attempts, but here they come into the chicane. This is what I think will happen if it's going to happen. Trying to outbrake, no, he's going to try and take a better line. Levernick goes with a bit of a defensive line there, respectively, trying to hold his position in P2. Kapelki also close to Portis, who has overtaken him after good battling, good hard racing between those two. Can Kapelki make it up? No, not quite. He's going to see the position. He might not even have a chance after that corner. Here it is, the final chance for Reed. Reed and Hutchins have been racing hard all race long on this final lap. Hutchins goes defensive into Stowe. Reed is going to gain a bunch of time. Either that he's going to have a better exit, maybe 2. The race timer is now up. Waiting for the leaders to cross the line. Will he take a dive here? No, he's going to sit back for one more time. But I'll tell you who does take a dive is Tuda right behind him. Reed now taking a look at Hutchins here. Waiting for that official gap to update here after we'll head to the end of sector 2. Appearing now in the last corner. He's going to come and take victory here in the first round at Silverstone. Rivera, first race, first win, the leader of Zealous Racing League's Galaxy Tour season number 12. Current points leader. In second, Levernick. In third, Pina. Fourth, Gonzalez. Fifth is Portis. Sixth is Kapelki. 17th is I'm Not Jim. Eighth, Nunez coming around the last couple of corners now. He's just bringing it home. Last corner, nobody to fight, nobody to defend from. He finishes 8th. Burr, once again, nobody to attack, nobody to defend from. He finishes 9th. Hutchins now, not under threat from Reed. He's going to come home and take P10. Flashing his lights, a good finish for Hutchins there. Reed 11th to the 12th. Now we got JP Belanger coming across the line in P13. Easton now coming around the final corner to round it out in P14. Cross the line. Yao right behind him, a close gap, but not enough. Larson, P16. Smith, P18. And Shim has made up that position due to the spin of Lamborghini. Finishes P19 in the number 20 car. Mardona comes back and finishes 20. McSharpie, after the drive-thru, finishes 21st. Flecker, 22nd. Alberts, 24th. C-Dube, 23rd. Alberts, 24th. Rodman Jr. the 3rd comes across to finish 24th. 25th is Brewer 26th, Maurer. And that is your top 26. Take a look at the standings here in a minute, obviously. The race winner will be leading. First race of the season. Great drive from all the boys here in
Green light. Give it all you can.
in Assetto Corsa Competizione. Round 1 of Season 12. ZRL's Galaxy Tour. The win goes to Rivera. Here we go. Let's take a look at these standings here. Rivera, first place and the fastest lap with 30 laps completed. Second place, Levernick. Third place, Pina. Fourth place, Gonzalez. Fifth place, Portis. Sixth place, Kapelki. Seventh, I'm Not Jim. Eighth, Nunez. Ninth, Burr. 10, Hutchins. Reed, Tuda, Belanger, Easton, Yao. That's your top 15. Moving on down. Larson, Collins, Smith, Shim, Verdano is the top 20. From 21st to last, we have McSharpenberry, Flecker, Dube, Alberts, Rodman Jr. the 3rd, Buderi, Flores, Maurer, Smile, Profender, Dreiska, Su, Veschner, Vinson, Rustin, Bobandi, and Paganas. That is round 1 of the ZRL Galaxy Tour here at Silverstone. Congratulations to the winners and everybody who participated. Thank you for a great night here. I'll go ahead and end up the stream, play a little song for you as I've ended the recap.
You can blame it on me, I've been setting up gravestones in my hometown. I wish I had been born at sea, and you wouldn't care, and you wouldn't know me. Ebb and flow, they just won't carry me home. It's only water and air as far as I can see.
What does the future of cruising look like? With MSC Cruises, it's sailing sustainably to over 250 destinations around the world.
Toby was killing it.
Oh yeah.
You
Man,
bet he was.
He ran me down, drove by me like I was sitting still, and then ran
Oh
down.
yeah, look at that. P2. Go, Toby.
Well, guys, thanks for the race. I'm out.
Same. Y'all have a good night.
Yep, have a good night.
We can hear you.
I'll see you Thursday, Kenneth.
Yep, I'll see you in 2 days, buddy.
Hey Rick, I'm gonna jump down.
Cool, I'll hop down with you. Thanks again for putting all this together. Great race, everybody.
Yeah, thanks for coming on, Rick. See you next time.
I love you, KB.
I love you more. Mwah.
Wow. Alright, appreciate it. We'll see you later.
See ya. Hey, Shaz.
Once again, thank everybody for watching the stream.
How'd it go,
Thank you
Shaz?
for joining the ZRL Galaxy Tour Season 12 here in Zealous Racing League. First round was at Silverstone. Winner was Rivera. Congratulations, win and the fastest lap. Everybody, have a good night.
My computer
I
just
will
went
see
down
you
after the race,
on
so-
Tuesday.